Hello, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on CoreTV News on the hour. I am Ebulomo Adekunle. The People's Democratic Party says it is prepared for this month's general elections, contrary to claims by the All Progressives Congress. It also denied allegations that it was pushing for an interim national government to scuttle the electoral process. Spokesman for the party's Presidential Campaign Council, Femi Fani-Kayode, said in a statement in Abuja that the claims were meant to cause panic and incite Nigerians against the federal government. He argued that APC leaders came up with the allegation to prepare grounds to discredit the impending electoral victory of President Goodluck Jonathan. Fani-Kayode also claimed that in spite of campaigning in about 35 states, the APC presidential candidate spoke for only 57 minutes because he has nothing to offer. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has vowed to remain silent on issues surrounding the 2015 elections until February 14th. He said this in Kano in response to inquiries on its position on calls for the postponement of the forthcoming elections. Obasanjo was in Kano on the invitation of Governor Rabiu Kwakwanso to commission the multi-billion naira flyover location on Ibrahim Taiwo Road, hailed the governor for what he described as a giant stride. The former president also endorsed Kwakwanso for a higher office in the nearest future on the basis of his performance as defense minister and now as governor. Rivers State Governor and Chairman of Nigeria Governors Forum, Mr. Rotimi Amechi, has said that corruption would disappear from Nigeria if the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Muhammadu Buhari, emerges the winner of the February 14th presidential election. Amechi specifically stated that Buhari would instill discipline and uprightness on corrupt officials in the country should he win the forthcoming polls. The Director General of Muhammadu Buhari Campaign Organization, who made this remark while speaking in 9 permanent secretaries at the Government House in Port Harcourt, pointed out that Nigerians were tired of the People's Democratic Party leadership under President Goodluck Jonathan and need a change. Amechi added that no matter the lies told by the leadership of the PDP, Nigerians are interested in the improvement of the country's affairs. Amechi, however, charged the newly sworn-in permanent secretaries to see their appointments as a call to service delivery and ensure that they were not on the wrong side of history. He observed that in the past, permanent secretaries were not corrupt but upright, adding that currently some of those occupying similar positions had landed property everywhere. The governor urged the new permanent secretaries to resign if they were not ready to serve, maintaining that their current position came with challenges. The national leadership of the People's Democratic Party said it did not offer bribe of 6 billion naira to some Christian leaders for the purpose of helping President Goodluck Jonathan win the February 14th presidential election. The PDP's National Publicity Secretary, Mr. Lisa Metu, who spoke at a press briefing in Abuja, said the party was alarmed about the allegation which was made by the Director General of the All Progressives Congress Presidential Campaign Organization, Rotimi Amechi. Amechi, who is also the governor of Rivers State, had accused the ruling party of bribing a group of clergymen with 6 billion naira. Metu also accused the Independent National Electoral Commission of conniving with the APC to deny non-indigents in Lagos State their permanent voter cards. According to him, the PVCs belonging to the PDP supporters were being burnt in some states and that the party had reported the matter to the electoral body. Metu also denied that some PDP governors were trying to defect to the APC, arguing that the PDP governors had been participating in the party's nationwide presidential campaigns. Reacting to earlier allegations, the People's Democratic Party has challenged Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amechi to name the pastors who received 6 billion naira to back President Goodluck Jonathan. This, according to party spokesman Olisa Metu, is to clear the air on an allegation that is capable of bringing the clergymen into disrepute. He noted that pastors are revered people who should not be dragged into politics. Metu argued that the claim, which he insists cannot be substantiated, is capable of creating a major dispute between Christians and Muslims. Nigeria's main opposition party, the All Progressives Congress, says it will not accept any shifts in dates of the election slated for February 14th and 28th. It also wants the Council of State to resist any pressure to drag it into the plot to tamper with the election calendar. APC National Chairman John Odigio said at a news conference in Abuja that all indications point to the presidency and the ruling party as the masterminds of the recent clamor for new dates.
Nigerians understand where these orchestrated attempts involving instigation of political parties and other groups, flimsy legal challenges, as of today we have 6, against our candidates, against INEC, and against everybody who has anything to do positively with the elections. And the cynical manipulation of our national elders and leaders, we know where they are all coming from. These are part of the PDP script to deny Nigerians the right to choose their leaders on the 14th and 28th of February. We want to state quite clearly that the APC has faith in the distinguished members of the Council of State and advises them not to become tools in the hands of an administration that wants to subvert a fragile democratic process. INEC should be allowed to perform its duties without the overbearing interference from other institutions of state and the evil machinations of the PDP. The APC reaffirms its commitment to fully participate in the general elections on February 14th and 28th, as planned. We will not accept any postponement. We want to make that clear, and I repeat it. We will not accept any postponement.
A coalition of civil rights groups has thrown its weight behind the Independent National Electoral Commission in its bid to proceed with the February election in spite of pressures to push it to a later date. The coalition described recent moves, including protest marches and court cases, as part of a sinister plot to intimidate the electoral umpire to back down on its plan to go ahead with the election as scheduled. The right activists also said they are keeping tabs on politicians making hate speeches and inciting comments with a view to ensuring they are brought to book.
There's nothing that calls for postponement of election. The situation does not warrant that, and we see it as a plot to derail our hard-earned civilian role, and we know the price that people pay for us to get to where we are today. And so to say that the forces behind the postponement wants to return out of that dark days, so there's every need and every reason for us to speak vehemently against it.
You see, we cannot eat our cake and have it. When politicians eat up the polity by the statements that they make, threatening violence, threatening that heaven will fall and the rest of that, then they should not expect us to reward them.
It's the CoreTV News on the hour. Take a short break and we'll be right back with more reports. Stay with us.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digit 360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
The gubernatorial election is here again. The Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, Lagos State Chapter presents Lagos Decides 2015. This is a platform designed to give equal opportunity to all the candidates vying for the post of governor in Lagos State All candidates are hereby invited to present their respective manifestos to its select audience comprising of PR practitioners, media, and other prominent professionals. Lagos Decides 2015 comes up on Wednesday, 11 February 2015. Time, 11 a.m. Venue, LCCI Event Center, CBD, Alausa Ikeja. Admission is strictly by invitation. For sponsorship details and advert placement, call Joe on 0802 3924 913 or Jola on 0802 366 3429. Proudly supported by MITV, Star FM, 101.5, Galaxy Television, CoreTV, Cool TV, Wazobia TV, Nigeria Info, and Frontiers Consulting. The debate will be broadcast and streamed live. NIPR, deepening democratic values.
Thanks for being there. And for more news and other information, you can visit a social media platform. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/CoreTV News. And on Twitter, it's at CoreTV News NG. Then for videos on YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV, leave a space, then news. The Independent National Electoral Commission has denied reports that it may postpone the February elections if the distribution of permanent voter cards is low. Reuters news agency has attributed the report to a national commissioner, Amina Zakari, but INEC spokesman Kayode Idowu insisted that the official has since denied making such claims when she was interviewed. He said in a statement issued in Abuja that the commissioner said she informed the interviewer that INEC had not foreclosed the possibility of granting a few days extension in states with low PVC collection rate. The commission, however, noted that the number of cards so far collected across the country exceeds the number of voter turnout in previous elections. The Independent National Electoral Commission says just over 500,000 people, or 58% of registered voters, have collected their permanent voter cards in the Federal Capital Territory. Resident Electoral Commissioner Jacob Jatau disclosed this at a stakeholders meeting in Abuja. INEC and the police authorities also used the opportunity to assure political parties and FCT residents on their state of preparedness for the general elections.
Yesterday, we have given out about 58%, and I believe that we will reach up to 60%. The great problem we are facing is in Amak, where we have to continue to encourage them to come and collect these cards. The cards are there, and they have to come and collect. On our own part, we have discussed with our staff, and the cards are being given out from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., except, of course, sometimes that they may just take a break. So we have also received some materials, especially the non-sensitive materials, including the ballot boxes. We have received them. The card readers, we have received them, and some other non-sensitive materials, which we have started transporting them to the area councils.
We have been meeting in the last couple of months. We've put together a robust plan to give you adequate protection as you exercise your franchise. Only last week, the Inspector General of Police commissioned the Joint Operations Center that will house all the security agencies so that our coordination will be properly organized. But on our part, we want to appeal to you that you give every person that space they need to operate. Don't intimidate any person. Don't tear either your rival or somebody's poster.
The Oyo State government has declared public holiday to enable voters collect their permanent voter cards before the February 8th expiration given by the Independent National Electoral Commission for the exercise. The Oyo State governor, Abiola Jimobi, had declared Thursday, February 5th and Friday, February 6th as public holidays in their states. According to a release issued by Ajimobi's Special Advisor on Media, Dr. Festus Adedayo, the holiday is to enable the people of the state collect their PVCs. The governor enjoins the people to take full advantage of the public holiday by coming out massively to collect their PVCs, reiterating that it is an opportunity for them to connect with their future by voting for candidates of their choice. Meanwhile, the Oyo State's resident electoral commissioner, Rufus Akeju, has said that INEC would not disenfranchise any voter by withholding their PVCs. He said this during a meeting with women groups in Ibadan on Wednesday. He assured the people of the state that the cards would go round before the close of distribution on Friday. With few days to the general elections, the Lagos State chapter of the All Progressives Congress has raised alarm over what it described as unchecked reign of terror being unleashed on its members and Lagosians by the People's Democratic Party. The publicity secretary of the party in the state, Joe Ibokwe, says the assault is being actively supported by the police.
The man threatened, the commissioner of police threatened that he's going to arrest any of LASA staff, doing their normal duty. What can you make out of that? They've already taken sides. And the moment he made that statement, like I said, that emboldened these people to unleash violence and terror on our people. We will not help them to pull down the house. We will seek redress in the courts. If you see any of our advice there, they are paid for. You have to seek a space, especially the electronic billboards and other mega billboards. You have to seek permit. These things were built by individuals, clients. They rent the space and build.
5 victims of Boko Haram attacks living in the internally displaced persons camp in Maiduguri, Borno State, have been diagnosed of HIV/AIDS. Speaking to journalists in Maiduguri, the leader of a non-governmental organization, the Business and Professional Women, Dr. Ismaila Watila, revealed that out of 1,000 people tested in the camp, 5 persons tested positive. He said the 1,000 IDPs were screened for malaria and HIV/AIDS. He said the objective of the exercise was to find out the health status of the IDPs and prevent spread of diseases among them. Watila added that the number represented 0.5% of the population of those screened at the camp. Watila added that the affected IDPs had already been counseled and referred for treatment. He said that the team was also conducting enlightenment campaigns for the IDPs on the need to maintain a healthy living. He said that the group decided to commence the program at the NYC camp because it was the largest IDP camp in the state. Nigeria's health authorities say early detection remains the best way to prevent cancer. They consequently want Nigerians to go for early cancer screening. Chief Medical Director of the National Hospital, Jaf Momo, said this at the observance of the World Cancer Day in Abuja. We'll bring you details of that later. And now, outside Nigeria, Jordanian government has executed 2 jihadist convicts, one of them a woman, following the killing of one of its Air Force pilots by Islamic State militants. Government spokesman Muhammad Al-Mumani says the female failed suicide bomber Sajida al-Rishawi and Al-Qaeda operatives Ziad Kabuli, both Iraqi nationals, were hanged at dawn. The executions came hours after Islamic State militants posted a video appearing to show pilot Muaz al-Kasabi being burned alive. He was seized after crashing during an anti-ISIS mission over Syria in December. Jordan, which is part of the U.S.-led coalition against ISIS militants, are trying to secure Kasabi's release as part of a prisoner swap, offering to free Rishawi in exchange. ISIS had sought her release as part of a deal to free captive Japanese journalist Kenji Joto. A video that appeared to show Joto's dead body was posted online 4 days ago. She had been on death row for a role in attacks in Jordan's capital, Amman, which killed 60 people in 2005. Kabuli was convicted in 2008 for killing a Jordanian national. Jordan earlier vowed an earth-shattering response after ISIS militants posted a video online showing what they say is the pilot standing in the cage engulfed in flames. And that's it for this hour. Many thanks for watching. Join us again top of the hour for more reports. I am Epulomo Adekunle.